Divisional Sports Central will be covering NFL game preview and prediction on the 2022 Divisional round matchup between the Green Bay Packers and the San Francisco 49ers. Big match for both these teams coming up here in the Divisional round. You got the Packers, of course, number one overall seed in the NFC. They're facing off against the 49ers, who are arguably one of the hottest teams in the NFL right now. And it's kind of an interesting matchup, of course, because, the Packers in the past, they have had some trouble against the Niners in recent postseasons, so definitely something to keep in mind heading into this matchup. But that being said, we'll be going for a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today. Starting out with your team trends, Packers lost to the Lions 30-37 back in Week 18, but then again, Packers sat most of their starters for the majority of that game. Of course, Aaron Rodgers didn't even play in the second half, as did most of the starters. So it may make sense. This team did clinch the number one overall seed in Week 17, so really there was no point in playing their starters in Week 18. But they were 13-4 heading into this matchup, number one seed once again in your NFC as well. 49ers beat Dallas in the wild card round 23-17. Huge win for them, going on the road in Dallas and eliminating the Cowboys. Man, it's been tough for the Cowboys in postseasons. They've had much trouble in postseasons in the past, and the Niners took advantage of that, and they're 11-7 heading into this matchup. You'll be on Saturday, January 22nd in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So obviously the high here, the high temperature is going to be like 2 or 3 for the kickoff. So it's going to be a cold one in Green Bay, and that's definitely something that the Packers can use to their advantage. However, for the 49ers, that's kind of an interesting situation, of course, because you got Jimmy Garoppolo, who's been a bit beat up. He's got some injuries going on right now, and he's still been playing, and he definitely has to play in this game if they want a chance. But obviously that is kind of a concern heading into this matchup, is how healthy is he going to be, and is he going to be able to perform to 100%? And of course, you put in the cold as well with that. It could be kind of a concerning situation there for Jimmy Garoppolo and this offense. And obviously San Francisco plays in California, where it's always warm. So weather is that's a huge advantage for the Packers here. They've got a huge home field advantage, outdoor stadium way up there in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Kickoff time is 8:15 p.m. Eastern, so we got a night kickoff, and spreads Packers by 6 right now. So Green Bay is favored by a decent amount in this game. Not too surprising seeing that. Over under 47.5, and your FPI is going Green Bay as well, 64.5%. As for the series history, Green Bay leads at 38-32, win streak Green Bay by 2, and in the last 5, the Packers lead at 3-2. So the Packers, of course, they've beaten the 49ers 2 times in a row, but in the postseason, there have been some tough matchups for the Packers, a couple of heartbreakers as well. The Niners beat up the Packers back in the NFC Championship game in 2019, and we've also seen some early outs for the Packers by the Niners. So definitely something to keep in mind going into this matchup, is the Packers have had trouble against the Niners in the postseason. Here's some recent matchups for you. Green Bay, of course, lost to the Lions there, but that game really doesn't matter. Beat the Vikings 37-10. And by the way, this Packers team is undefeated at home this season, so you can tell that home field advantage is for real in Green Bay. And of course, they also beat the Browns 24-22, beat the Ravens on the road by 1, and also beat the Bears 45-30. So down the stretch, Packers have played excellent, hardly lost a game. Or actually, they were undefeated in December. This team didn't lose a game in December, and of course, he did lose that Lions game, but otherwise, but once again, that Lions game didn't really mean anything. But for the Niners, beat the Cowboys 23-17, beat the Rams 27-24 to clinch a playoff spot. Also beat the Texans 23-7, lost to the Titans by 3 on the road, and beat the Falcons 31-13. So this team, of course, did lose to Tennessee down the stretch, but they, of course, did beat the Rams. That was a huge win, and they played pretty well down the stretch. This is one of the hottest teams, I would say, in the NFL. They started out the season looking like a team that missed the playoffs again, but they really improved over the course of the season, went on a streak, and here they are at the number 6 seed. Here's some key points for this one. Packers 13-4. Aaron Rodgers looks to be the NFL MVP yet again. I would not be surprised a single bit if he did end up winning that award. Won it last year, probably will again this year. The way that he is a major impact on this football team. He is very clutch in many different situations, and that's huge for the Packers, and they've won so many games because of that. And I would say this Packers team is the most consistent in the NFL for sure. They've had a couple of close losses down the stretch, but if you look at this Packers team, they lost to the Lions, they lost to the Chiefs as well. Both games, Aaron Rodgers didn't play full time. Of course, that Chiefs game was because A-Rod was out with COVID. And of course, if you look at that Saints game back in week 1, that was just a confusing loss. And really the only The only loss that really this Packers team was playing at their full potential was the Vikings game back in Minneapolis a few weeks ago. So, I mean, the Packers down the stretch, this team has played a few close games for sure, but they found a way to win every single one of them just about. But once again, they have had a bad playoff history, and of course, this team, you would say they should have been in more Super Bowls up until this point, but I mean, this team has lost so much in the NFC Championship game. It's, I mean, especially like the last 2 seasons, they've lost in the NFC title game. So definitely a lot is at stake here. And of course, I mean, this team is only getting better too. They continue to return key players from injuries. Definitely something to keep in mind going into this matchup. And as for the Niners, they've got on a hot streak down the stretch. So once again, this team has definitely found some momentum coming off of an upset against Dallas. And offensively, this team is a good matchup against Green Bay. I mean, Green Bay has had a tough time stopping the rush, so that's definitely something to keep in mind. And Deebo Samuel, who is an outstanding football player, he's going to be a key player in this game especially. And of course, George Kittle's had a big impact too, so lots at stake here. But that makes sense. Let's get to the prediction here for Packers and Niners in your divisional round. No surprise here. I'm going to go Packers 27-20. So not picking an upset here. I just feel like Green Bay is, in general, the better team, with it being at Lambeau Field as well in a night game in a cool atmosphere. I mean, it's going to be a tough one for the Niners to win, and especially once again, you got to consider too, Jimmy Garoppolo he's going to start this game. However, he does have a few injuries that are definitely concerning. His hand, he's had an issue there, PCL as well. So definitely keep those in mind. And Jimmy Garoppolo, excellent football player for sure, but with those injuries, playing in an extremely cold stadium, I just don't think that's a good mix for him. So he's going to have a tough game. And of course, if you look at, I mean, this offense in general, Deebo Samuel, he's going to have a huge impact in this game. But I just feel like in the end, Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be close. But Packers, they found a way to win all sorts of close games all season long, and I don't see this game being any different. So Packers, going to go with them 27-20 here. 55% towards Green Bay is my probability. Over under, of course, 47.5. I'm going to take the over for that, and Green Bay to cover as well. But once again, wouldn't be surprised if this game was close all the way down. But I feel like this will be a game where the Packers control. They're gonna be in the lead for pretty much the entire game. But the Niners I think they're gonna kind of hang in there and give themselves a chance. But once again, in the end, Green Bay just the better team. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys for watching as always. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. Catch you on the next one.